Welcome back to Blake 7. If you're part of the many areas of the U.S. that are being hit by a blizzard, warm up with this image of Travis and his minion marching through a snowstorm on this ice-covered world. From what I gather, this place is a lot like the world from Game of Thrones, where when the winter comes, oh boy, it's a long one. They're here to meet with one of the locals who's selling out his people to the Federation, especially the one in charge, Avalon, who is going to be rendezvousing with Blake to move to a safer planet. If it isn't clear, she's important in the revolution. As usual, Travis is going to try to use this as a way to get his hands on Blake. It's his raison d'etre after all, which is French for burr up his ass. On the Liberator, Avon reports on the long cold. It's over 8 Earth years long, so you gotta pack more cocoa than usual. And that the Federation's interest here is in the minerals on the planet. It's exceptional thanks to the ice and all that. Makes these really powerful crystals that can be used in lasers. The local humanoids, called subterrans, are used as a slave labor mining force, hence the Revolution's interest in both liberating them while denying the crystals of the Federation. Things are pretty rough, though, as the subterrans have been armed with old-fashioned slug throwers instead of ray guns, as we find when the sentry gets taken out and the way clear for Travis and his vampire entourage to show up.
Which of you is Avalon?
This is like public service for masking. Right, wrong, like your enthusiasm, but still wrong. Avalon reveals herself in the hopes of sparing her people. With Travis, that's like hoping a hungry shark won't eat your pet seal. Yep, they all go down, even the one that was helping them. Yeah, I wouldn't want to encourage people to do that, would we? The Liberator soon arrives within teleport range, and Blake and Jenna beam down and find the remnants of the massacre. One man did survive, though, but he's wounded, although that's lucky considering that he nearly fires at them. He explains what happens to Avalon.
They took her out before the firing started.
Problems? Not that I can see. A good, healthy specimen.
That's when you just throw everything at the wall and keep anything that sticks. I'm thinking naked woman on something that's part CAT scan machine, part mini golf course, that's being examined by someone who looks like a nativity scene wise man fell on hard times. Travis and Avalon verbally spar. It's kind of expected in these situations. She admits she's not naive. Travis has the means to make her talk eventually, but scoffs when he says that she's going to help him get what he wants, Blake and the Liberator. The Federation wants it, seeing as how it's doing such a good job of kicking their asses with just a crew of 6. And he wants Blake. So it's good that Blake plans to get in there and rescue Avalon. And with their friend, they can find a way in that Travis won't anticipate.
What about ventilation shafts?
No. They're closed off during the long cold.
Plus, Travis has already seen Die Hard. There's a possibility that they can get in through the regeneration system, but they'll need Villa to override security. Meanwhile, Travis had ordered a prisoner be brought in for an experiment, and the poor bastard has finally arrived. If you're wondering what he did to deserve that, the answer is being within range of Travis's fist. Servalan arrives in a fur coat, and if you're wondering what the animal is, I'm going to guess giant albino tarantula. She's annoyed because there have been 2 attempts on her life, and she says Blake's exploits are to blame, giving people foolish hope that they can strike against the Federation. That's falling on Travis. He's been spending money like this is a government operation. But the problem is, he's getting no useful results. Like this is a government operation. He takes umbrage at that, saying it's only because the Federation insists on bringing in the Liberator intact. Otherwise, he'd have blown Blake up already. But they're not accepting excuses. It's almost as if the despotic rulers of the galaxies are assholes, huh? Not to worry, Servalan promises to give her complete, unwavering, absolutely deniable if Travis is hung out to dry support. I feel better already.
It's totally new. And very costly.
It's an everlasting gobstopper. So they strap the human punching bag into a chair and then send in Happy Fun Ball. That cost us 4 billion space bucks. The poor guy inside starts getting covered with growth until he's engulfed in whatever that is, and when it's done, he's nothing but a desiccated skeleton.
Satisfied?
Completely.
Now we just have to strap Blake into this chair and we can finally kill him. While they're trying to break in, one of those low-budget robots is on patrol in the same caves, while the Liberator picks up Federation ships coming their way. When Blake won't answer, Avon says they've got no choice but to leave and then come back later on when it's safe. Them staying and getting blown up isn't going to help Blake and the others. Although even if it would, I don't think Avon would go along with that plan. Word is sent back to Travis about their escape. You mind? I'm watching the All Cheerios channel here. So while he's pleased that it's all going to plan, including with the old guy in green, Villa lets them into the base, where they take a guard prisoner so he can take them to Avalon. They use the old pretend we're prisoners trick for about 30 seconds, but the guard is not interested in playing along and gives them up. Jenna and their new friend manage to hold off the other guards while Blake and Villa bust Avalon out, but on the way out, Blake gets shot. Luckily, he's not badly hurt. Nor is Avalon, actually. But they do nearly get fried by the robot while Liberator is getting into position to teleport them away. All in all, I've got to say, you've really worn out your saving throws today. So they all got away, but Avalon desperately wants her tunic, while her friend eyes her oddly. He looks really suspicious, though, without his cold weather gear. Like, if the Grinch went undercover as a debt collector, he'd be this guy. But Blake is concerned about their escape. They're lucky, but they're not that lucky. Not enough to get shot and walk it off. Blake tries out this new gun, and it only manages to knock over a mug. Avon gives it the once-over and quickly concludes it's a non-standard low-impact weapon. Travis had commented on the troops being outfitted with new weapons earlier. This was all to help the illusion that they had escaped, because it was part of Travis's evil plan. Even he wouldn't arm his guards with dud guns just for the hell of it. They know that this is definitely Avalon, though. They've seen her before, talked with her before. This is definitely the real deal. So it's got to be the other guy is some kind of plant. They rush off to find him, but Avalon and the guy are gone, and Callie is knocked out. Avalon eventually wanders in by Gan, who says, "Oh yeah, I'll find that tunic you're so anxious about." But when her bloody colleague shows up, it's clear she's the real bad guy. On account of he's actually bloody. I wasn't trying to be English just because it's the BBC. I don't think that would go over well. Well, faster than you could say, "Oh, my tea and crumpets." She whips out the special effects ball and prepares to use it on the entire Liberator crew. This is not the real Avalon. It's actually a robot that the green-robed guy made.
Preliminary analysis suggests the file contains a virus artificially mutated from the Delta 706 classification, subset 205, originally known incorrectly as the Phobon Plague.
Damn, I was sure it was subset 203. Is my face red or what? Avon's impressed. This is the most sophisticated robot he's ever seen that wasn't also a vacuum cleaner. Even he, with all his genius, can only reprogram it with a handful of rudimentary instructions. But that's enough for what Blake has in mind. After all, they did come to rescue Avalon, not steal a dud gun and a virus. He returns with just the robot, demanding that Travis bring him the real Avalon, otherwise he's going to use the virus on them. Travis seems of half a mind to kill him anyway, but Servalan has a stronger sense of self-preservation and makes him give up Avalon. The robot's there to ensure that if they try anything, it will drop the ball and kill them all. Travis manages to stop it from killing them all, but Servalan is unimpressed overall with Project Avalon and relieves him of his authority. That's probably overdue. Anyone with his own army of mutant lady vampires probably isn't great at decision-making anyway. We've heard about and seen how ruthless Travis is, but Project Avalon is here to demonstrate his cunning as well, to show he's an adversary that's appropriate to Blake. The fact that he was willing to allow a virus that's delivered by a robot to destroy his most hated enemy shows that despite the vendetta, Travis isn't obsessed by his hatred of Blake to wind up hampering his efforts like a lot of villains do. And the plan nearly worked. It was only because his enemy was as clever as he is that it failed. This marks the last time we're going to see Travis and Servalan until the 2-part season finale, which was good. 3 episodes in a row already risks Travis seeming like a dimwit. In fact, the actor didn't return for the second season because he felt the part was repetitive. Well, speaking of the performers, I thought the guy who played our ill-fated friend was familiar, and yeah, not only was he in the Robots of Death over on Doctor Who, but he appeared in another famous franchise. Not long after doing this episode, he decided to retire from acting and became a furniture maker. But after about 10 years, decided to return to acting, and was a pirate in Cutthroat Island. Well, he must have done pretty well, because he went on then to play the pirate Cotton in many installments of the Pirates of the Caribbean films. But getting back to the episode itself, it's pretty standard for Blake 7. Not bad, but not terribly special.
All hail the Overlord! All hail the Overlord!
You there! What are you doing in this section?
I was first posted here by the security commander.
My orders were that no one should enter this area. What is the security commander's name?
Club Major Garvin, may I have your name and authority, sir?
His name is Blake, and this is his authority.